Good afternoon, everybody, and today we're going to talk about the flipped classroom. The first question I have for you all is, what do you like about the flipped classroom? So, Tatiana.
Well, first of all, I like that I can really study at my own pace. So, for example, if the topic seems easy to me, I can go through it quite quickly. I don't have to wait for everyone. And secondly, as an international student, sometimes I don't know the meaning of some words. So I can always stop the video and watch the meanings in the dictionary, for example. I don't have to make everyone stop and wait for me to ask or just go on without understanding the word. And also, I really like to keep my notes in order. So when I watch a video, I can organize them from the very beginning. In the traditional classroom, sometimes you write so quickly, then after that, you just don't understand what you wrote, and you have to rewrite it and make the job again.
Okay, thank you. And Amesh.
Yes, I think what I really like about flipped classroom is it gives you more opportunities to ask questions, as you can prepare to the class and you can ask the teacher as many questions as you like, as I will call it milk the teacher. And the second thing that I really like is it prepares me for the university studies, which is almost everything depends on your own. So 80% of university studies depends on your independent skills. So this is what I really like, as ACG also prepare us for the university study, and I think this is really good thing.
Thank
Thanks.
you. John?
For me, the main advantage of flipped classroom is that I have a lot of time to study concept. When I watch a video, if I have if I don't know some questions, I can stop the video and then I can think about the concept deeply. So yeah.
Okay. And Tatiana, you said something about when people are away, or?
Yes, indeed. So, for example, if you unfortunately get sick and you have to miss the classroom for some reason, in the traditional classroom you miss important information and then you have to dig it somewhere and make lots of research, which can be good, I suppose, but you still can miss some information. And in the flipped classroom you don't miss anything. You can always watch a video afterwards and catch up on all that was taught, and you will always be prepared for the tests and the exams and just know the subject you're really interested in. And I think it's wonderful.
Okay, thank you. Okay, my second question is, what skills do you think you have developed by being in the flipped classroom? So, Chloe.
Through flipped classroom, actually we get to develop our responsibility, because flipped classroom actually teacher will assign you to watch a video and make your own notes. So through flipped classroom, if you not watch the video first, going to class on the next day, you are not able to catch up with what the teacher is going to teach. And secondly, if you not watch the video, actually the teachers know that because they have got the system. So you can actually be very independent of doing your work and be responsible to complete your work on time. I think that's what we have developed through this.
Okay, very good. And Nicholas?
In flipped classrooms, we have developed the skill of note-taking, which students can be able to learn how to note down the key information so that they can understand the main ideas of the lesson, so they can learn how to write it down concisely.
Anything else?
And in flipped classroom, if the teacher goes too fast, student can pause it and rewind it so that they can learn it, so that they don't have to stop the class.
Okay. So you meant pause and rewind the video? Yes. Okay. All right. Is there anything else? Does anybody have anything else to add about skills?
Well, I also wanted to add that in the flipped classroom you are always tested because there are questions in the video which you actually have to answer. So you can just hope that the teacher won't ask you a question sitting in the classroom being unprepared. You really need to develop this responsibility to be always prepared for the class and to always try to answer the questions.
Okay, very good. Okay, next question. So do you see problems with the flipped classroom? So, Sean?
I think the main problem is in the pre-classroom is the main part of class is watching video. Actually, yeah, absolutely. The students have to watch a video before the class, but if there are some problems such as the emergency situation or just the technical problems, and they cannot watch a video, they cannot do anything in class. I think that is the main problem.
Okay, and Chloe?
I think the problem would be we couldn't ask teachers our question on the spot, because after watching the video, some questions might come into our mind, but we can't ask our teachers on the spot. We have to write down the question and wait until the next day or the next lesson, and we can ask our teachers. But sometimes if we not write the questions down, we might forget the question and we will not understand the concept.
So this is why we have to remember to try and write the questions. And Ahmed?
I think the main problems is the freedom, and the advantage is the freedom, because some people can't control themselves. They don't have the motivation to watch the video or to do their work independently. So I think the freedom is the main problem, and the main advantage is the freedom, I can say. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Does anybody have anything to add to that? Okay, so the last question is, if you had to choose between a flipped classroom and a traditional classroom, which would you choose?
Definitely, I prefer pre-classroom than the traditional classroom because, yeah, again, I have a lot of time to study. Yeah, in traditional classroom, normally I cannot catch up with the class because sometimes the class speed is so fast. But in pre-classroom, I can follow because I have a much time to think about the concept and then the class, and I can review deeply. Yeah, so I prefer pre-classroom.
Yeah, I certainly prefer flipped classrooms also, because of the reasons I already listed, and I really like to study independently. I really like it. I really think it's the best system for me, for example, that I can remember more information this way and be more prepared. So yes, flipped classrooms.
I would also prefer flipped classroom over traditional classroom because I think it actually prepares us for our university life, because studies in university is also like that you have to be independent and sometimes depending more on technology. Yeah, it's good to use flipped classroom.
I would choose flipped classroom because of its flexibility.
Definitely flipped classroom because it's not just about the university. It helps you also in the real life, because we have to depend on ourselves, and in the university we have to depend on ourselves. So I definitely flipped classroom.
Okay, thank you very much for your time, everybody.